better local news updates anytime. Like WWAY on Facebook. Now, here's meteorologist Helen Holt with your forecast first.
Well, we ended the day much nicer than how we started the day. This is a gorgeous time lapse over downtown Wilmington as we take a look over the Cape Fear River. Beautiful this evening. We definitely ended the month of September on a high note. Temperatures are much warmer along the coast compared to farther inland like Lumberton, 68 degrees, Fayetteville 71. Here in the Port City, 75 degrees. We'll look at the weekend forecast and the latest on Hurricane Matthew. WWAY News Channel 3811 starts right now.
Well, here's meteorologist Helen Holt with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Well, many of you are making your commute home and you're looking at sunshine. Yeah, that's completely different view than what you probably saw on your way into work this morning. We're taking a live look in downtown Wilmington on our Stevenson Skyview camera network and starting to see those clouds break up a little bit more as we basically have a front that's just right along the I-95 corridor. You can see a lot more clouds and showers over the eastern part of the Tar Heel State compared to the western part. Places like Asheville, Boone, Charlotte saw a day filled with sunshine and much cooler and quieter conditions. Notice these are dew points. This is the amount of moisture in our air, and you can kind of tell the areas that haven't seen the impacts from a cold front. Raleigh, 73 degrees is the dew point temperature. Here in Wilmington, we're in the 70s, but out to the west, air is much drier. Kind of feels very fall-like for places like Boone and Asheville, but we're still feeling kind of like summer outside here in southeastern North Carolina with those warm and muggy conditions. Some places still in the 80s right now. Lumberton and Fayetteville checking in both at 81 degrees. Holly Shelter checking in at 79. Kenansville, our cooler spot, at 75 degrees. And you probably won't need the rain gear, maybe an isolated shower possible, but I think most places will stay dry for Friday night football. 78 degrees by kickoff time, partly sunny skies. And then by the time the final whistle goes off, 75 degrees. Some clouds will still be around warm and muggy. Temperatures will fall down into the 70s right along the coast. If you're farther inland, closer to I-95, you'll probably fall down to near 60 degrees. And for the weekend ahead, mixture of sun and clouds, temperatures getting back up in the 80s. And we'll take a look at the 7-day forecast and the latest on Matthew in just a few minutes, guys.
Well, here's meteorologist Helen Holt with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
Well, it's been a pretty gloomy day across southeastern North Carolina. We're taking a live look in Wrightsville Beach. Plenty of gray clouds out there, a little bit of breeze as well, chopping up the surf. But thankfully, we're not seeing too much rain right now. Storm Track 3 radar and satellite pretty much quiet. Just plenty of clouds out there. A few little lingering showers over into Bladen County, but that's about it. We've seen a lot of rain today, and that's with a front kind of lingering nearby. And that's providing the lift for these storms and showers to develop. You probably woke up to some thunder and lightning this morning and definitely some heavy rain. We're watching a big upper level low off to the north and west of us, and this is not going to be moving all that much, so that front still going to linger nearby for several days. You can see the counterclockwise spin on a water vapor satellite, and you can see a lot of moisture streaming in to the eastern Carolinas, and then you see this tan color, that's decoding drier air. So places like the mountains, they've seen some cooler temperatures, but for us, we've been in this continuing moist environment, and we're going to maybe add a little bit more drier air come into play once we go into the weekend. But you can notice where that cooler air is. Cincinnati, 67 degrees, Pittsburgh, 60 degrees, while we're a warm 78 degrees here in Wilmington right now. So our pinpoint futurecast model, maybe a stray shower this evening, but I think it's those clouds we'll have through the overnight hours. And starting out our Saturday, mixture of sun and clouds. The coolest spots will definitely be inland, and then right along the coast will be our warmer spots, back up into the 80s tomorrow. And then we'll see some sunshine mixing in there for our Sunday, but I can't completely rule out maybe a few isolated showers as we go throughout our afternoon hours. Temperatures once again getting back up into the 80s. So lows tonight will be in the 60s and 70s. Like I said, cooler spots once you get closer to I-95, right around 60 degrees. If you're closer to the beaches, right around 70 degrees, variably cloudy skies. And then tomorrow back up into the 80s, partly sunny. More clouds will be along the coast. All right, let's talk about Matthew. This is where our attention is right now. You can see it's a very powerful storm. The eye very visible as we look at the tropical satellite way down into the Caribbean Sea. Let's look at the track because it's actually a Category 4 hurricane right now, the most powerful storm we've seen this season. And this is as of the latest update at 5 o'clock, 140-mile-per-hour winds moving west-southwest at 9 miles per hour. It is still expected to go over Jamaica and Cuba as a Category 3 hurricane. That's going to kind of break it up a little bit, and going into the Bahamas as a Category 2 as we go into middle of next week. Notice this is Wilmington up here. We're not in the cone of uncertainty. It's still a long ways out, but I do want to show you a couple models here. These are kind of our most reliable models. This is a European, so I want to show you this one. You can see Matthew tracking up into the Caribbean Sea over into the Bahamas and kind of lingering there. Look at the timestamp. This is Friday. Now let's look at the GFS. This is the American model. The timing is much different. Goes over Cuba, the Bahamas, and then off near the Carolina coast come Friday. So the timing and the track of this is very uncertain. We're several days out, at least a week out. So that's why I have on the 7-day forecast that we're going to be watching Matthew. So something we're monitoring very closely. But in the meantime, let's enjoy the weekend. Temperatures, they're going to be in the lower to mid 80s. Showers, they'll be possible, but you'll definitely have a lot of dry time to enjoy as well.
All right, and I think a lot of people have their eyes on it. They've been Facebooking us, asking about, is it coming to our area, especially with the Seafood Festival this weekend, next weekend. So,
yeah. Still too far out to say anything.
All right,
so
fingers
just
crossed. Go the other way. Exactly. Okay. All right, thank you.
Meteorologist Helen Holt with your Storm Track 3 forecast.
It's a quiet scene in Carolina Beach as we take a live look on our Stevenson Skyview camera network. Sunset time was actually a little bit before 7 o'clock this evening, but it's definitely warm and muggy. 75 degrees currently at the ILM Airport. Dew point in the 70s as well. So when you walk outside, you definitely notice we're still in that warm and moist environment. We're ahead of a cold front, behind it cooler and drier air, but it's going to be a slow mover along with an upper level low, and it's not going to be moving all that much as we go through the weekend. Drier air slowly going to be slipping its way in here, but not too much of it, so don't expect temperatures to drop that much this weekend. We'll stay into the 80s as we go into our Saturday afternoon. A mixture of sun and clouds. A few spotty showers are going to be possible, and that's going to be a similar case heading into our Sunday with partly sunny skies throughout the day, and like I said, in the afternoon, a chance for a few of those showers and possibly some embedded thunderstorms as well. Lows tonight will drop down in the 60s for our far inland spots along the coast, near 70 degrees under variably cloudy skies. Tomorrow afternoon, temperatures climbing into the lower 80s, partly sunny. More clouds right along the coast with a south wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, and we are now looking at a major hurricane Category 5 as of the latest update. Matthew, an extremely powerful and strong storm. The center of the eye, very easy to see on our tropical satellite. So let's look at the track and the latest information coming in from the National Hurricane Center. 160-mile-per-hour winds moving due west at 7 miles per hour, expected to keep kind of the strength as it goes into the weekend. Category 4 going over Jamaica and Cuba as a Category 4 hurricane, into the Bahamas as a Category 2. This is next Wednesday. 110 miles per hour expected still then. Notice southeastern North Carolina not in the cone of uncertainty, and we're going to be watching this very closely as the timing, intensity, and track is all in question. Notice that 7-day forecast that contains us watching Matthew as we go into the later portion of next week. In the meantime, enjoy the sunshine we're going to see this weekend. Yes, it's going to be nice. Just a few chances to see an isolated shower or storm, but temperatures in the 80s, going to be pretty nice. Enjoy it.
All right, we will be keeping our eye on that hurricane.
Absolutely. Every day we'll keep you updated, guys.
Thank you, Helen.